Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I am making a loaf of bread using a recipe off of the back of the bag of Bob's Red Mill Artisan flour. I've already made it once and it's so good, and I'm going to show you how I do it. But in a twist, my mom gave me this donut mold years ago, so I'm going to make my bread using this mold, and with what's left over, I'm gonna make a mini loaf, and I'll show you how it all came out. So keep on watching. Let's make some bread and some breakfast. Recently, I bought a bag of this flour, thinking that maybe I can use it for like a pie crust or empanadas, but I really wanted to try and see how different it was against all-purpose flour when I make bread. So on the back, if you look on the back of sacks like these, you'll find a lot of times they'll have their own recipe. So I made this recipe now once in just a rustic loaf, and it was great. And so now I'm making it again, and not every sack has the same recipes on the back, so I took a screenshot and I'll show you the other recipes that were on the other sack. This is the second thing of bread that I've bought recently. So I'm making my dough again. I started it yesterday. This recipe is a 10-hour rise, so you just make it in the evening time and then you can bake it off, the next day. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm not going to make a loaf of bread. What I'm going to do instead is attempt to make some bagels out of this bread using this silicone mold that my mom gave me. I thought that maybe I can just make rings out of the dough, place them in here, bake them off in my oven and see how they come out. So this is just an experiment. So if you're interested in seeing if this comes out, then keep on watching because I'm just as curious as you. So I'm gonna first move that. I have a little bit of the flour left over from the last bag of flour that I had. So I'm going to just put a little bit of this on because this dough is pretty wet. So I'm going to break off a piece and get it into a ring, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I just took out a big piece of it, and I don't want to flatten it, but I'm just trying to get some flour on it so it's not so sticky, and I'm going to roll it out and stretching it out. And putting it in my mold like that. I'm going to do a few more of these. I'm going to do 6 because that's as much as I have, and then maybe I'll just do a loaf afterwards because this will just take a lot of time. So I'm going to make 5 more. This is what's left of the dough that I made. The others are in the oven baking into hopefully bagels. And I'm just going to just roll this dough out, just not roll it out, but kind of roll it up in the flour a little bit so it's not so sticky. Have a little bit of extra flour. And I'm just going to make, I think, some biscuits or some rolls for dinner. And tonight I'm making just some, Amado wanted some chicken wings, naked with just Cajun spice blend, and then some blue cheese, but I bought some Gorgonzola, so we're gonna have like a Gorgonzola dipping sauce. And then he wanted some spring rolls, so we'll see how far I get. I know today definitely I'm gonna do the wings. And then I got a lot of prep work for the spring rolls. So for this, I think this would just make like one really super cute loaf of bread. What do you think? Let me get some of this dough off of my fingers. All right, I'm just gonna put my loaf here in the middle. And to keep it from really going anywhere, I don't really want it to touch my food. We don't really care for the aluminum. There's research out there that shows that it contributes to all kinds of terrible things in the body. So Amado and I, we just put down parchment paper and then try to avoid contact with the aluminum as much as we can. But it is very useful, don't get me wrong. So I'm going to be kind of bougie about this, so you guys can, you know, say what you want. I don't care. All right, so we have a little mold for our bread dough. So we're just going to do a little mini loaf. I'm going to wait for the bagels to get out of the oven because I just don't have enough space. So I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I'm going to add a little, some cayenne pepper. It's actually quite a bit. Probably put about a teaspoon or so. And then I'm going to just season my chicken wings pretty, well, we'll see what they look like. I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Yes, I'm sure these are going to be pretty salty. So the Gorgonzola sauce, but or the Gorgonzola dip will be salty too. I'm not going to worry about the salty content. It's not even 1 o'clock. It's Saturday. By the time you guys are watching this video, you will have seen I just uploaded the keto enchilada video. So Amado's working today, so I'm just going to let these marinate in the refrigerator until he gets home, and then I will start cooking them when he gets home. Plus I still have 15 minutes left. I gotta check them. They're looking kind of dark, but I got a few minutes left for the bagels, and then I still have the mini loaf. So I have 15 minutes left, but I think I'm gonna take them out. They're getting pretty dark. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one in, but I wanna cut my top. Still really sticky. It's not like a true, but remember, we're just experimenting to see what happens. We're just experimenting. So if you're with limited flour and this is all you can make, then this will be great. I think this will be perfect for, hopefully it comes out, it'll be perfect for like a bread bowl. That's really what I've been wanting to make, because I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for some clam chowder. It's been rainy and cold, like in the 60s, low 70s, which is not cold, but when it's, so I'm gonna try this for about, I'm gonna put this in for another 30 minutes and I'll check it in 15. But it's been rainy and cold, stormy. It's 60, 58, 57 today. This is what it looks like. They're so cute. This is really like a donut mold, but I worry that they are overcooked. Bring one over here to my cutting board. And this is what they look like. They came out great. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on them and see how they taste. That's what they look like with the butter. I am going to add this lavender sugar that I got from the farmer's market probably about a month ago. And I've been putting it on my scones and on my biscuits and on top of bread. It's so good with some butter. So I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of this on there. And let's give one a try. It's so good and crispy. Actually, what it tastes like is it tastes like an enchilada. It tastes like an English muffin. I would definitely encourage you guys to try this. There are so many different ways that you can use a simple dough. And this required very little kneading. All I did was just fold the bread on top of each other until it came into a round. It was so simple. Added a little bit of flour so it was easier to work with. And well, that was for the loaf, and then for these, you know, I just tore off little balls and rolled them into strips and made them into a ring, just like you would a bagel. You didn't have to boil them. These are so good. I can't wait to make them. I think what I'm gonna do is make an egg sandwich with it. Wasn't planning on making a video, but let's do that right now. To make my egg sandwich, I'm going to fry up a few pieces of bacon. I probably won't use them all, but I'm going to fry up bacon to my desired doneness, and then we'll cook the egg, and then all we have to do is just warm it with some cheese. And I have a special ingredient that I put on every egg sandwich, and this was the way that my dad always did it. So keep on watching so you can see that special ingredient that just takes these egg sandwiches over the top. To my hot skillet that I just took the bacon fat out of, I've got some butter melting. You want to make sure that your fire is really low, and we're going to cook our eggs now. I typically, when I make a breakfast sandwich or when I make anything with over medium eggs or dippy eggs, runny eggs, I always cook my eggs last. I do not like my eggs waiting on anything. If you serve me, I'm so sorry for those people who really don't care, I'm picky, but if you serve me an egg that is broken, I'm probably not, well, I'll eat it out of respect, but if I make an egg and it breaks, I always give it to, well, Amado says he'll eat it, but I'll always make another one. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just drop one egg in at a time. Season your egg however you want. I normally just put salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use this smoked paprika, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my eggs. Okay, now I'm just gonna put a lid on them, and I'm gonna wait until the white parts are pretty much cooked, and then you'll see a film move over the yolk, and at that point my eggs are done. I'll turn the heat off, and everything on the sandwich should already be ready to go. So here we go. First thing that I'm gonna do while my eggs are cooking, my secret ingredient is I'm gonna add some mayonnaise to my bread on each side. Add or as little as much mayonnaise as you want. If you like mayonnaise, great. If you don't, I totally get it. This is something that my dad used to do. So for me, it's nostalgic, but it does really make your egg sandwiches taste good. And this is homemade. I made this, this mayonnaise just the other day. Next, chop it with your cheese. I'm gonna put 2 pieces of bacon. I have a paper plate here. Don't judge. All right, this is what our eggs are looking like. So I am going to turn them off, and I'm just gonna let them sit for a minute. I've already broken up my eggs just to make it a little bit easier to kind of scoop it up with one hand. So I'm just gonna, oh shoot. All right, we successfully made it onto our little bagel bun. And here we go. Aren't these egg sandwiches so adorable? I think they're perfect for people who don't have large appetites. I know that I think one of these would be plenty for me. They tasted like an I want to say enchilada, but I'm trying to say English muffin. And this is really what the inside of it looks like. It's really nice and crispy and then tender on the inside. So I got 6 of those. I made 2 of them into the egg sandwiches, and I showed you how to make that. And then we got this little loaf here. I think it's so cute. I'm gonna let this cool a little bit longer before I break it open, and I'll try to remember to snap a photo of what it looks like. But I'm gonna have a little bite of this sandwich. This is like brunch time. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. This was just a very simple, no knead bread recipe that I got from Bob's Red Mill, the Artisan bread package on the back. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video.